chunk a deuce, or you can give me that. You can play it cool like you don't know how to act. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can stay broke, or you can make it stack. You can chunk a deuce, or you can give me that. You can play it cool like you don't know how to act.
What's going on, man? For everybody, man, y'all already know that's Grimm.
And that's Shadow.
You know what I mean? Keep it live right here. Man, Paul, a lot of people, man, been asking me, you know, cause since I've been starting this Shadow the OG, which I was telling them I ain't been posting anything really lately, you know what I mean? So what a person had hit me up, and I got to start writing down these people's names, man, that ask me these questions. But he had asked me, so how did Grimm get started in the game? You know what I mean? And I started laughing, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know my side of the story, which is beautiful. I tell my side of the story. Your story's totally different from your side of the story. My story, you know what I'm saying? So
fuck you out. You busy.
So I was gonna ask you. Let me get to the question. Man, they asked, how did you get in the game? Why did you get in the game? And did you just tell the story. Like, how did you get in the rap game? Why did you get in the rap game?
Look at hell, man. It's all you, man. It's your fault, bro. I mean, you know that. And then those who don't, man, it's Shadow. Shadow was the one who was in the rap. He was hanging around Dopey and them, and Easy B running around with Dopey and Easy B, and yeah, man. I mean, man, I didn't want to do this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember when you told me you're gonna rap, man. I need you to. I said, nah, man. But yeah, I'm gonna give you your name. Remember that? You remember when you said I'm gonna give you? Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Like you weren't even rapping yet. In fact, I was still trying to convince you to rap. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't want to do it. Like I was in the hip hop scene and you was in the rock and roll big time. I think your favorite group at that time was Van Halen. Yeah. And the David Lee Roth Van Halen. And you and Juan De La Rosa, I mean, you know, y'all was doing your thing. I was hanging out with Joe Medina. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I was doing my hip hop thing. Me and Joe Medina, we was breakdancing and stuff. And, you know, you thought we was just clowns or something, you know what I'm saying? Jumping around wearing, you know, fluorescent shoelace, fat laces, and you know what I'm saying? You know, parachute pants and stuff. But anyway, I told you, man, I want you to start rapping, man. I want you to start getting into this thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and the thing about it is that, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but like we was not even into rap, both of us. When we were in high school, we was listening to the Smiths, the Cure, Depeche Mode. Yeah. Remember Isaac and Ruben Villarreal? Yeah, of course.
And they're the ones that got us into and Tom Martin. And they're the ones that got us into the, you know, like the new wave back in the days. So we was listening to U2, Sunday Bloody Sunday. We used to have Lisa the Brat would have Sunday Bloody Sunday parties and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And because my middle school, I was doing breakdancing, and then I went to high school and I got into all that, you know, new wave, Depeche Mode, right? Front 242. So then I started saying, well, you know, hanging out with Fast Forward. Right. Remember Fast Forward?
With Deuce.
With Deuce and Freddie.
And who else? It was another dude that used to DJ on his knees. Who was the dude that?
Isaac.
Isaac?
I think. But I don't remember his
knees. Anyway, they would do Fast Forward was dope. And of course Deuce is Jody's, Dope E's
What's up,
older brother. So Dope E, you know, that's how you were hanging with Dope in Egypt. And you were saying, hey, I want to go out. And by that time, you were wanting to get down to the SBC, going down to the headquarters, getting with k-rino and the rest of the mob, right? I mean, the rest of the squad. So, yeah. And I didn't want to go, man. You know what I'm saying? But you had already built it up and gave me my name. And I remember when you walked in and said, Grimm, you're going to be Grimm. Why you say Grimm? And you said, because I look like, I don't know, because I had a grim look. So, whatever, we'll roll with it. So, but really, I wasn't into it, man. And we went over there and we went and met up with k-rino at his
sipping and dripping,
that little garage spot in the back, where his pops and they live anyway. So we went back over there, and ever since then it was on because man, them boys were on it. They were serious. So I was like, man, this is something else. And plus, they were like, don't come back without a book and without a pen and some paper and shit.
See, you went and did all that on your own. I wasn't even around all that.
Right.
Like
I went over there with Jody, with Jody. We knew Jody and Deuce since we were in Hartman. You know, when back when we were in junior high. So.
Right.
You know, I just hooked up you with them, and because I was doing some other stuff on the side, I was running around in my truck and I was putting some weed out there, selling some weed here and there. So I was also doing that, and I gave them a ride, and then I went out there. I was like, man, these boys are serious. So that's when it all started. But remember when I first started? After that, I got hooked, and then I was hooked, right? But do you remember when I first started rapping and we went to the barn where Freddie lives? Remember the red barn? And
I remember, I do remember that.
I remember the first song we did, and remember they had crates and albums. They had all this vinyl. I mean, walls of vinyl in that barn, right? And they had DJ equipment and everything. They had a new mark with the 4-second sampler. And and I was like, if I'm gonna do a song, I'm gonna do a loop. I'm gonna loop some rock and roll, some Van Halen or some this and that. We found Black Sabbath. We found Electric Funeral. Remember? You sampled that, and then you flipped it and made it go backwards too. Anyway, and then we recorded that on cassette, and then I used to take that around to the. But remember, I wouldn't rap in front of people. Remember that? So
yeah, you hadn't really came into your showmanship yet. In fact, you wrote one rhyme to that. Because I remember going to Freddie's. Freddie was hold up. That's Matthew. That's Matthew. That's Matches.
Oh, what up, Matthew?
And then
that's my bad. Remember, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I would go and I didn't have my confidence, so they would say, I want to hear what you got, because then I'm writing rhymes, what? You writing rhymes, bullshit, especially Isaac was the one, whatever. And then I would go to the apartments, and then I said, all right, well, we got to go inside, and we got to turn all the lights off.
These people,
they had to make it like get the curtains and block all the light.
Yeah. And really, y'all be smoking weed, and all you saw was the cherry going around in the room.
They play the music, you play the cassette. And it'll be
that beat I made.
You couldn't even see your hand in front. And I'd be so much violence and killing, the willing, how we live, and never enough of the rough smokers stuff. Never, what I'm saying? But and that was where I got my confidence, because I really didn't. I didn't think I was doing it right. So it built my confidence. But when I first was rhyming, that was what it was. I did most of my show, or my little, my thing in the dark. I had to make sure. I had to be in some dark corner.
On the cool, Paul. On the cool, I remember that. With the thing about Freddie's barn, Freddie was iconic barn because it looked like a barn. It was his garage, really, and it was in the back of his house. It was by Milby High School. And Freddie used to be with Deuce.
That's Shadow, and this is
that's GRIMM. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was we were in that barn, and you didn't want to rap, and you were like, man, I'm into rock and roll, I'm into this and I'm into that, and it was a new mark, and they had a 4-second sampler, and you know what I'm saying? I said, man, well look, man, there's plenty of records in here. We got rock and roll section, we got R&B, we got everything. Let's sample something. So you went to the rock and roll section.
Well, you found that Black Sabbath. So it was like we went straight to the B's, I guess, and it was like, there you go. You either got, Black Sabbath, and I was like, ooh, and I was really I kind of knew, what kind of would work, I guess. So I was like, ooh, let's see if they got elected. And sure enough, it worked.
Yeah, it did. We put it together, and really, that's. See, you weren't even rapping yet. You were still like trying to decide. And that's when I came up with your name. Because I was like, because I was like, you were more into rock and roll. So it needed to be like a creature. I looked at it like Creep Show. You know what I'm saying? It had to have that kind of, like your name had to have that font. And I was like, well, what name would go with that font, like that Creep Show? Remember that movie Creep Show?
Remember the Cramps?
Yeah, the Cramps. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of font.
That's
I was thinking
the font that I use for the, the one where I'm.
Right. The original Brown Cruz T-shirt. Mike Kirby has that T-shirt, but that's how I came up with Grimm, and then it sounded rock and roll-ish. So then you used to rap in the dark. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't rap in the light. You would always gotta go in the room, shut out the light, the cherry or the weed smoke going around the circle, put on that tape I gave you, and wow, so much violence. And you only had one rhyme, nigga. You only had one rhyme, so much violence. It was like a 32, you know, the 32 line bar. That was the only rhyme you kicked, you know what I'm saying? But you kick it, everybody was like, man, that's dope. And that's where I think you got the confidence, you know what I'm saying? You started writing more, and you were like, okay, I can do it. But the first song the first song, Paul, remember, they really convinced you to go to Freddie's house. I told you, oh, what? You don't think rap could have a rock and roll? And I showed you Rockbox.
That was before. I think that was way before we even went to SPC. You know, because I went in. That was in '84. That was back when you were breaking and
right. And I had the idea of it, and you were just like, because you smashed my radio, bro. You smashed my radio, man. Remember, I was jamming out to some, you know, hip hop, breakdance music, and you came in my room and you broke my radio, my boombox. And I was like, why don't you like hip hop, man? And you're like, man, fuck hip hop, man, rock, nigga. You know, you were all I remember when I broke the radio. I remember that. Yeah, and I went and got it mad, and I went and told on you. You know what I'm saying, right? I go to mom and dad, hey man, he broke my radio, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's how bad it was. And I said, well, you don't like hip hop? We got rock too, and I showed you Rockbox. And I think you went to Sound Goody or Sound Waves.
Sound Goody or Gulfgate or something, and I went and bought I listened to they used to let you you know, sample it so you can go listen to it, put it on get the headphones, and I was like, oh shit. It was like Eddie Gonzalez, I guess, was doing the riffs on it. It was shit. And then the track after that, whatever. Man, I caught two of them, remember? And I brought one home and I said, I got me something. And you were like, for you, for me? I said, for me, fool, I got this from. And then I said, I got you one too. But I remember when I got that album, but you turned me on. That was it. That's what turned me on, was definitely a Run DMC, and it was the first album, Run DMC.
Right. But it wasn't until years later. I mean, actually, rap had got out of the system. I wasn't even thinking about rapping. We was breakdancing at that time.
But you're right. Breaking contest. What the fuck? Who's this? Shadow. What's I think Jim owes you a new radio. I did. That's not the only radio I broke. Remember the tower, the case?
Oh no, yeah, the stereo, the high definition stereo. Yeah,
Shadow a few radio.
A stereo and a stereo system and a radio.
Let's see, who said that? Gigi Gonzalez? Yeah, well, I owe him more than that, man. Breaking contest at the Snow Palace.
He talking about Snow Palace. We used to have breaking contests, but it was at Celebration Ballroom. Okay, right there off of College. That's where Isaac used to DJ on his knees. DJ Ice. You know what I'm saying?
Was it Ice?
I can't remember his name, man. I don't know his name. But I know his name was Isaac.
It was
a cool DJ on his knees.
A cool name.
Hey, you remember when he was DJing on the thing, and then they made us get on the stage, and we were beatboxing?
Yeah. That was at Celebration, right?
That was a Celebration Ballroom.
And remember, because we did that, and we were, that's one thing I remember.
And then we were beatboxing for a little about maybe I got a good minute, and then it probably was Iceman, and then I think you're right, Matches. You know what I'm saying? But they said, okay, y'all can get off now. We were, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all remember? Hey, Shadow, let me tell on you real quick. So back then, real quick, let's just back up. So back then, Shadow, they would break dance. I wasn't into this shit, and they thought they were the New York City Breakers, man. And they would wear the Puma suits. Right, but they had the spandex suits. Remember? Don't lie, Shadow. They had the real tight spandex suits.
We were called TWF. Together we're fresh.
Under the Puma suits, right? Joe Medina was dope. But Mattress knows what's up. And then I never forget, and it
Yeah, the bowling alley.
I didn't know what was going on too. So we go over there, man. It's like a kinky spot with celebration station. I mean, with a celebration station, ballroom was like where they had kinky. It was a big old. There y'all were, and then all of a sudden y'all got into it with, y'all started battling against some and y'all flipped y'all Puma suits on y'all in those spandex.
Yeah. For people who don't know, Puma, back in the days, New York City Breakers, if you watch the movie B Street, they used to have these burgundy Puma suits, like jumpsuits. And underneath those jumpsuits, we would wear the New York City Breakers that had like a spandex suit. You know what I'm saying? So we would, and we were called together, we were called TWF, Together We're Fresh, and it was Philip, Felipe. It was Felipe, remember that? It was Joe Medina, me,
the bowling alley, damn, and Goke, boy, remember that?
Bronco, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we used to do it all the time, man. I was more into like, I used to break dance, do the footwork, you know what I'm saying, and pop lock, you know what I'm saying? Joe Medina did all the flares, and we had a tough ass crew, and then they would break dance against us, and then we're like, okay, y'all serious?
All right. Calm down. All right, that's all right.
Man, let me bust a move right now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Watch out. Hey.
Hold on. Oh, my back. Hold on.
Man, watch your sciatica, nigga.
I'll battle anybody, anytime, man. It's all good, man.
No, don't do that. What's up, man? What's up, J-Rock? What's up, your body? J-Rock, your body.
Everybody that's on here, J-Rock, matches, anybody, you know what I'm saying? Seen Jizzy, Monster, I see you on here. GG, anybody, man, y'all ask us questions, man. You know what I'm saying? We want y'all to, let us know what y'all want to know. You know what I'm saying?
They need to know no insurance.
Money Signs.
I see.
Money Signs Films wants to do a documentary, man. I was talking to him on the DM. I'm ready, man. Whenever you're ready, man. You're gonna tear your ACL.
Sipping and dripping. Hey, we got new music coming. Just so you know, just to let y'all know, we got new music coming, man. We're always putting out stuff. We're working on the 5735 album. We keep telling y'all that we got more songs by the day. Like I said, Sin's on it. Rebels on it. We're also auditioning for DJs. We got a DJ that's sending an audition video to us, man. The boy's hot. But I don't want to give that up yet. But we'd like to see more, man. Not to say that
all right,
the boy's dope, man. But who knows, man? There's always competition out there. So definitely send us. And you can send the videos to. Where should we send them to?
I got you, BG. Say what?
Where should we send the video auditions for the DJs?
That's a good question.
To your Gmail or?
You can send it to my Gmail.
To your YouTube.
You can send it to my Gmail. Shadow the OG TV at Gmail. By the way, subscribe, log in. You know what I'm saying? I got about 700 subscribers. I'm getting close, man. We need 300 more subscribers, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I need 1,000 subscribers. I need y'all watching. I am gonna post more stuff. I promise. I know I haven't, but there's a lot of history on there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can send it to my Gmail, Shadow the OG TV. Go to my Instagram at Shadow the OG, right where you're at right here, and I'll post it. I'll post the email later on this evening after we get off here, and you can send those videos. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of DJs that we, I don't care if we have 3 DJs. You know what I'm saying? We have a battle. You know what I'm saying, on stage. But man, I wanted to see Castillo. I think first seen Grimm rap at 1996 high school senior tape. Remember that, Paul?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was 96.
I remember going back, and I was recording back at my old high school, so that was dope. They had Castillo 1994 did SPM have a verse on Lately. We talked about that at the last show.
What's up, Carly?
On Lately, but get cut off when Grimm's verse. Yeah, he did, man. We actually brought that up on the last. I don't know if Shadow's gonna restream that or whatever, but on the last show from last week, somebody brought that up, and yeah, man, he did, man. And if you look back, if you go back and see it, if you can, it was because of what had happened before with City of Dank, but that's a long story. You got to go back and check it out. I want to know what happened to the rock side. Oh man, you already know, man. I wish we, man. We got a lot of rock songs, man. We just gotta knock them out. What was the name of the club mom and dad owned? My mom and dad owned?
It was called Caballeros. The Caballero. El Caballero.
Who's Joe? Who's this? Joe 7216? That was a good question.
Yeah, my dad owned the Caballero Club, and we used to have some, infamous parties at our house because they were always gone. Inbox me when you get a chance. I want to chop it up with some artwork. I got you sipping and dripping, some original Southeast old school feel. Man, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Diane? That's my sister. That's my niece right there, Diane. What's up, BJ? Yeah, man. Another person had asked me a little while back, saying how the book is gonna be with both me and you in it. Like how's it gonna be? One chapter you, one chapter me, blah blah blah. How's it, And I didn't want to give out too much information about that, but basically, it's taking us a little longer, but because we didn't know how to do it. But so everybody knows, it's just gonna be a bunch of pictures and stories. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna kind of be all over the place because it's just gonna be stories that me and my brother write about, and then it's gonna be like a chapter, a story, basically. And I wanted to do it to where if you open the book one way, it's all GRIMM to the half of the book, and then you flip the book upside down and you open it the other way, it's my stories to the half of the book.
And I obviously would be opposite and be like, you're just making it too difficult. But he is right, man. We're gonna have and some of the stories, a lot of the stories are the same. And some of the stories are from different experiences I experienced, going around doing my thing and Shadow doing this thing, and in the business, with all kinds of shit stars all over Houston. But yeah, man, it's we got a lot of stories that are the same, even though they're the same story. They'll definitely be different. There's always three sides to the story: GRIMM's, and then Shadow side, and then the truth.
Yeah.
Carlos, and we're trying to get it done as soon as possible, man. But yeah, man, keep tuned.
It's just so many stories. It's just so many stories, man. It's like we try to finish it, and then we remember more stories. You know what I'm saying? With people asking us questions and stuff.
We might have to break it down into whatever volumes or episodes. I don't know how we can break it down, but anyway.
Yeah, and then getting all the pictures together. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a bunch of pictures. Paul, you lost a lot of pictures, man. I wish you had some of the pictures you used to have back in the day on that wall, but you lost a lot of pictures. But
Thanks for reminding me that.
Yeah, no, man. If anybody wants to know, he had a wall in his apartment way on Washington Courtyards, and that Mike Frost took a picture of that wall. It's in the album Brown Clues. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Carlos Big Bird. Oh, you know what? Carlos Calderon says that he met you in Hap at the Latin One Stop in Fort Worth with Big Bird. Remember that? Back in the days?
All right, over there off of, let me see, what's the name of that street? Don't tell me. But I know where that's at. Man, I live in Dallas now, so I know, I've actually, I drive through
there.
What
it do, Cool Films?
What was the name? Where was Lat One Stop? It was off of, I know it's off of 30, but.
All right, Castillo.
Yeah, it's right north of Oak Cliff. But yeah, man, I remember that. Shit.
That's how I got hooked up with Big Head Greg. You know what I'm saying? And we did the hustle.
Why you call it Big Head Greg, man?
I'm fucking with my nigga. That's my nigga, man. Man, that was 20 years ago.
Greg, man. Hey, that boy's clean, man. He still takes care of me. You know me, I'm a big sports nut, man, and he's got all the tickets to everything, bro, out here.
Hey,
so,
he's the one that helped me put
out in Dallas, man. Get with Greg, man. He gets you there, man. Wherever you want to go, golf, Byron Nelson, all that shit.
He's the one that helped me put out the first Hustletown Underground.
Man, Cowboys, Rangers, they got a new stadium out here. Anyway, I'm going off.
Yeah, you are going off, man. Okay, you sports nut, mother lover. Too bad you ain't got no sports to watch right now. Man, he's the one But you know, he's the one that originally
I
got me
watched the
started
draft,
with the
though.
Hustle
Did
Town
you see the
Underground.
Did you see the draft? We didn't get shit.
Oh yeah, I know, man. You ain't lying. Hey, Matt Flip said story about Grimm going for a jog down the middle of Washington after a show in downtown. Hey, remember that? You would jog from the Washington courthouse all the way to a building in downtown, touch the building, and come back. And that was a 3 or 4 mile jog.
About 3. It was a little over 3 miles, about 5K.
So what did you do? You after a show when you were drunk or something, or you had to get your run in, or what?
No, I would do that. I would regularly do that at night, every night. And I would do it on Friday night or Saturday night. So I would do it every night or as many times as I could when I was home. And I would run from my apartment off of Washington and run to not the Heritage, not the Tentacle. Man, I gotta think of what building. But I would go around the building and touch the building and come all the way back to the house. But it was about a good 3.1 miles.
Hey, so what was your route? I mean, how would you go through Allen Parkway or?
Yeah, through the bayou. I mean, basically, you go to the trail, and there's a back way to
What's
catch
up,
up.
Sinbad? Kenya?
I mean, I could tell you the streets if I looked at it, but yeah, it was I would go back there through the side of Buffalo Speedway and or was it Memorial, and then take it down through the bayou, and it would take me across the bayou and get over there. And I would run. I remember downtown.
I remember you used to do that, man. I was like, you're a fool, bro. I ain't going running.
What's the name of that, Matt? What's the name of that basketball court where the Rockets used to, man, long time ago, some of the Rockets and the Cougars used to from U of H used to go play at right there by the police station over there off of
oh yeah, where that bridge where everybody takes a picture for the skyline.
Okay, that bridge is where I would cross over to get to get to downtown. I would cross over that bridge and I would go that way. Sometimes I would go down to the bayou.
He said it was after a show at the Tote Bar.
Fondy, there it is.
That Fondy.
Man, Matthew, I knew Matthew would know. Fondy,
yeah.
And sometimes we would do pickups. I wouldn't play, but Matthew, you would play over there and get some pickups or somebody, man. And some of them Rockets would be over there.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. The matches still goes over there.
Who else? I think even
k-rino.
Benny Smith. Oh, k-rino for sure. Probably would be a Fondy for sure.
Bustos HTX. What's up? Is that Bustos.htx? What's up?
Hey man, I appreciate y'all checking in, man.
What's up, Rev?
I like to keep it live, man. I keep the questions coming. I see Rev coming in. Oh, there it is, Rev in the house. M. Gonzalez, that's a good question, man. How old is I'm Your Future? Man, that is a good question. So we did the Aggravated album in what, 94, 95? Shadow? I know you weren't on the album, but I know you were around. So we did Make It a Matter Worse in 93, 94. I'm talking about we finished recording and put it out in 94. And I say Aggravated was in 95. So I would say somewhere between 94 and 95.
That was actually done.
Oh, that's what's up, Rev. What number am I? See what I'm saying, Shadow Man?
I didn't mean it like that. We all members. God dog. Never mind. I forgot. He can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
But just so M. Gonzalez.
I'm just saying how it started, baby.
94, 95, and it was about the summertime. And it's funny. That's a funny story because we did an album, Filetto and I, and Shadow and Balasso. We did an album, at 5730. Southeast Latin Sector, GRIMM in the Southeast Latin Sector, Making It Matter Worse. And then we did that.
Damn, I was born in 92.
We made some music, made a little bit of money. And I don't think the money was coming in fast enough for Filetto and Balasso. I mean, this is all, we've gone through this and talked about it with it. We laugh about this shit now, man. Filetto, I love you, man. But at the same time, so I think at that time he was getting anxious, and he got with Troublemaker, and they started to kind of spawn the Aggravated thing. They didn't even have a name or anything. They just sparked this little getting together and
like a clique,
collaborating. Yeah. And then Filetto called me, and he was back in Freeport, and he said, "Man, I got this jam, man." And it was, of course, it's classic. We've said it before. it was Bob Marley and the Wailers, Burning and the Looting. And man, dude, when he showed me the sample, well, he actually told me to get down there. And so I got down there, and it was at his uncle or grandmother's house, and they were in this, you know, those little what is it, little Winnebago? What do you call those little campers? It was a little camper, man. No, a small little camper, man. It's enough for one person.
Shit.
So I go back in there, and I get in there, and they're in a camper, and he's got the whole setup, man. He's got the little studio in there, and he plays the beginning, the intro of Burning and Looting, that
yeah,
and then it plays, you know, man, dude. When I heard that, I dug in my bag. I went to, you know, my classic little bag that I had, and I went in there and I said, man, I knew that tempo. I said, bro, I got something for that. And my rhymes used to always marry songs, man. I would hear a beat and I would be like, just like Mafiosos, or I can name a ton of them. So when I heard the track, I was like, man, I got something for. I think I got something for it. I went and dug in my bag and pulled it out. Went over there. I said, man, let me hear that. Let me listen to it. Started rapping, you know, I'm gonna take you back to 19. Man, I said, if you can get this on this tempo, and you can get this, man. He said, say no more. And within few days, he was back in Houston in a few days, and we went and recorded it, and we recorded it over there, Jam Down, before we even signed with Jam Down.
Right.
They was already recording, and that's when I found out.
And that was with Mark Kidney.
I was like, what is this for? Is this for the next album? Is this for the Brown Recluse? Remember you working on the Brown Recluse?
Right, I was working on the Brown Recluse.
Is this for, what's this? And they was like, nah. Well, I'm working with, and then that's when I got introduced to Troublemaker. And they'd already done 9mm. They'd already made that song. And he was like, man, we got to get Grimm on. You know, they were already working on some stuff, him and Loco and Trub. And I felt like, you know, of course, at the time, I was like, what y'all doing over here on the sideline, man? What's going on, man? I'm in the game. And I don't know what's going on the sideline. Nobody's telling me what's going on. But they did really. So they was like, nah, we got to get a song together. So that's how Future started, man. It was 94, early 94, summer 94.
Somebody just asked right now.
Flying Sambo's Kite. Oh, man, that's a deep one. Sambo, man. That's my brother. That's a beautiful song. That was, I wrote another song, another rap that I wrote. Actually, whenever y'all brought up the beat, that I wrote the rap to that one, which is kind of odd. I don't always write my raps to the beats, but Sambo's Kite, that's a good one, man. That's another long story. These stories, man, are gonna be even if they're detailed or short or whatever, they're all gonna be within the book. So yeah, we'll get to them all.
Money Sign film just asked who made that beat, S.E.L.S.
Like Cologne, that album Like Cologne takes you back in time, classic.
And Money Sign, so the S.E.L.S. song was made at my house. I had a ASR 10, and basically I kind of, it was me and Filetto. It was me and Filetto. Me and Filetto made that song, S.E.L.S. You know what I mean? And when we first made it, Balasso was the guy that would dig through the crates, and he was the sample finder. We all dig through the crates and find samples, but he was just good at it. He'd find stabs, he'd find loops. You know, that was his thing. And I think Balasso or Filetto found the saxophone.
That's right. You know,
for the S.E.L.S. song, and then I put it into the ASR 10, and we made S.E.L.S. in a matter of like an hour. You know what I'm saying? And it was yeah. And when we made it, you know, really, Filetto was just the code. He was code on the drums, and I was, you know, I was putting the bass in the bass line.
You act like you motherfucker died or something.
Nah, he's still cold with the drums. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, shut the hell up, nigga. Why you tripping, man?
Where's Red Man? Red fucking with me.
But that's how S.E.L.S. came up. Money Signs, man. I made it with Filetto in the back of my room in my house, and yeah, that was a classic, man. We wanted it to be a bass song.
Filetto had motherfuckers thinking that with 6'9", thinking they had 212, 215.
Well, that was the whole thing. It was supposed to be a trunk rattling song. No lyrics, nothing. Just bass playing throughout the whole thing.
I
Just
did rap on it. He said that Money Sign said that's dope, but why didn't y'all rap on it? So if you listen on 57 35 96 on the next album, on the most hated, Ike Man comes with the infamous say Grimm kick that shit. And I said, who? Me? I wrote my first rhyme back in 89. Wasn't even think about being a star, passing the dime, pushing the dime, putting them, you know. Anyway, so I can go.
The reason why we didn't rap on that song is because we wanted it to be an instrumental that you just ride to. You know what I'm saying? And back then, to this day, in H-Town,
that was on. I mean, not on Aggravated.
That was on Make It Matter Worse.
57, yeah.
And the reason why we did is because still to this day, I put instrumentals on my albums so that people can freestyle to, so that you can have something in the album that you can just kick around with your homeboys while you chiefing and drinking, and you just freestyle flow to. You know what I'm saying? No other albums was doing that. That's why we did that. You know what I'm saying? We just we wanted an instrumental on there so we could just kick to. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it went down. That's a good question though, Money Signs, for real, man. That exactly brother did with his system. Yeah, man. That was a bass in that song. We turned up the dBs all the way to the fullest. We wanted to make your stomach, we wanted you to throw up your lunch. You know what I'm saying? That's how it go. Talk about the Mafioso song. How was it made? How did it come up?
Mafioso. We talked about that last week actually too. That's with Catch a Square Records, man. Catch a Square Records. Rebel can tell you a lot of, or he can tell you about that too. Any new songs coming out for Grimm? Yes. Check out HTX, man. That's one that we just dropped lately. I'll get back to Mafiosos, but HTX, we just dropped, man. We should play that, Shadow. But go to anything. Go to iHeart. Go to any streamline and check out HTX. Matter of fact, Shadow, you don't got the canvas
right there.
There you go. Oh, you can't see that shit, nigga. Great, Shadow. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the latest single.
We got the song HTX out. I mean, and Shadow. I mean, I'll be honest. That's something that we like I said, we got many songs, man. We got a lot of songs put together. Shadow put that together. We actually put that together real quick. And it was really because we wanted to test the platform, Shadow's platform. Shadow's doing his thing, man, on Instagram, on YouTube. Go check him out. Subscribe. Hit that bell. I mean, damn, you got me saying that shit. God damn.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, hit that bell, notifications. We do it live.
I just said it, man. Just relax, bro. Calm down.
Hey, you got to keep saying it, man. I need more subscribers, man. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hey, please believe it.
Real talk. And I fell off. I got my stuff going on, but I'm not, man, I ain't gonna lie, man.
It's coming, Carlos.
I got a 3-year-old, man. And a 9-year-old, and a 26-year-old, and some grandkids. But anyway, getting back to the story, man. What was I talking about? Oh, HTX. So check us out, man. That's one song, a new song. But getting back to Mafiosos, that was at Catch a Square Records. Catch a Square Records was before Shut 'Em Down. Shut 'Em Down with Danny, my boy, man. Rest his soul, man.
Rest in peace, man. Danny Marino, man. D-Town.
So, and when I got Filetto and DJ X-Ray were working on what's the album? Help me out, Shadow. And they came up with X-Ray and Filetto.
Bring it to the table.
Put that So when I got there, another time when I got there, Bean was already knocking man. Bean killed it. Bean knocked his out, and so I heard it. As soon as I heard it, once again. I had my backpack, full of just papers, man, full of rhymes. And I heard the beat, and I was like, oh, shit, I know I got something. Hold on. And it was a killer-ass fucking rhyme that I wrote. Yeah, man, I had written that rhyme probably back when I wrote so much violence and killing, the drilling. When I first got with SPC, I had written that song right around the time when I wrote Grimm Coming At Ya, the Nobody Snatch Your Body, all that stuff with the SPC. I wrote that rhyme about that time with 20 to Life, with burning the bricks of a wall of a building. Anyway, so when I heard the beat, I said, I got it. Hold up.
But let me ask you this, because your verse is basically about you murdering a family, and you sitting in a room. So like you used to do story raps. Like I always was interested in finding out, because you didn't do raps like people rap about their cars, their jewelry, and all that stuff and rap. You know what I'm saying? And they boast. But you used to write story raps, like poetry. Like why burning the bricks of, burning the bricks, you got me saying, why burning the family up, sitting in, incarcerated, and they're trying to, talk to you and find out, why you did this. And then it's like, where did you even come up with that concept? It just came, like a dream, or like where did that come? Oh, just drinking?
No. He said Corona. Not coronavirus, but Corona Premium.
Oh, okay.
Hey, no, who else? Before I'll get back to what you just said about but how was it making a racial invasion with K and Cat? Oh, that was on I think that was on Klondike's after track. What was it? His click track. So remember that question about Cat's racial invasion. Remember racial invasion?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember. So why did you do storytelling raps? What got you more into that instead of?
Well, that was because when I first started listening to rap. Remember going back, I wasn't really into rap. I wasn't into R&B. That was all of your influence. That was you, and I probably influenced the Foo Fighters shirt that you have on your back right now. Back when it's already come in full circle, right? Because now as a producer, you listen to everything, right? I mean, you always did, but you really, now you I guess I don't want to say appreciate, but so back then when I was got into listening to rap and everything, I was listening to Public Enemy. Obviously it started with Run DMC and everything, and they were very social too, very social conscious. If you listen to all the old rap, the very beginnings of hip hop, it was very social awareness. But I was into Public Enemy. I was into with the keys. I was into all that stuff. I really started getting deep. Once I got into SBC, I became a student of hip hop, and that's one thing about us, right, Shadow? We go in and we go head on in. We dive in head first.
We dive in head first. We do our research. You know what I'm saying?
I got into it, man. I figured, man, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So. And my favorites were Public Enemy. My favorites were a lot of social awareness and social conscious. A lot of rappers. I can't name them all off the top of their heads, but I can, I can almost hear all the songs, man, coming back to me right now. But, but that's what I was into. So those story type of rhymes like KRS-One, now it's coming back to me, and the Boogie Down Productions, and even Don't Touch Me, 'cause I'm cool.
The message.
Edge, I'm trying,
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
For me, that was really what I was more influenced by, right? And it was a bunch of storytelling rhymes. And now, don't forget, now I'm not saying that I was just rock and roll and all that stuff. I was into R&B, I guess you can say, and music like for instance Prince. I was into Prince when he was controversy back before 1999, and he was doing all the other stuff when he first started, because his guitar, man, you know what I'm saying? That's, he's probably one of the best guitarists in the world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One of my favorite videos to watch is
I was into the time. Those are the things that I was into before rap, before all that. I was really into the Commodores. I was really into Earth, Wind, and Fire. I was, the OJs and Ohio Players and Parliament, and and it's funny because then later on, so I was into all this stuff when I was young, and then Dre comes around when I get older and I'm rapping now, and he comes back with his new style of Funkadelic, and and so it really, that's what made it easier for me to kind of get involved with hip hop and everything, because at that time that's what was going on when I was rapping with the NWAs and the Public Enemies and all that. So they influenced me, but you got the 8-Ball MJGs and they were storytelling rappers too. Brad Jordan, Scarface. We were I was influenced by our hometown
Ghetto Boys.
Man, Ike Man. I love Ike, man. that's why I told him he could always rap. He used to put his names on all the, you know, remember Balls, My Word. Boy, remember that was one of my favorite. I couldn't stop playing that shit when I finally was, you know.
It had no lyrics. It was all samples from you know,
DJ Red, man, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. I became a student of it, and I realized, you know, what I really liked. And so that, man, it was definitely the storytelling was gonna be it for me.
Well,
not to knock anything that's going on, especially, you know, with the Kikis and the what came on, and you know, and even before them, you know, with you know, people that were flashy and doing all these cool, you know, that just wasn't me as far as Southeast. And I think I wanted to be a reporter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I was gonna rap, I was gonna come, and I guess that was kind of the rock angle, right? I wanted to come a little different and say
speaking of the rock, the Foo Fighters is one of my wife's favorite groups, so she influenced this. It wasn't you, sorry, to bust your bubble there. But I love my wife, I love you, Kat. And secondly, I'm gonna move on to another question, because somebody just asked, I think it was Castillo, what's up with Heaven? How did Heaven come out? Who made the beat for Heaven, which it was Rebel? Rebel made the beat for Heaven, Hip Hop Heaven.
Hip Hop Heaven?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a beautiful thing, man. So Shadow wrote the song, wrote the verses, all and then actually you wrote 2 verses or 1 verse, and I was and I heard it, remember? And I heard the track from him. I was like, man, that shit is jamming. And he was like, I got this song, and
Rebel made the beat. Rebel made the beat. And
I used to steal your rap. I used to steal. That's not the first time. And you know, you've written some stuff. And matter of fact, I got some stuff that me and Rebel are working with. Coincidentally, right? Rebel did that beat, but now that we're working together, I got a lot of songs that Rebel's written that we're working on, that are a lot of concept songs. And but same thing with Hip Hop Heaven. You wrote the first
2 verses.
Well, you wrote 2 verses, and I made them 4.
Right.
And then I wrote the very last verse.
Right.
Because I split them up. I said, man, it's too long. Your verses are too long. You know, I kind of produced it. I went in there and said,
yeah, it was a flip. It was a flip. This time you were the producer and I was the rapper.
Right. And I went in there and said, man, you got a dope ass song right here, bro. Both of y'all. I mean, you know, with the music and everything. I said, man, but your delivery is just, you weren't there yet. Remember, I mean, you're there. You got it now. But back then, you didn't have the delivery, right? You know, you were still
my breathing.
You know, right, you still weren't there yet, you know, but you had the words. The words were beautiful, man. So I was like, so, you know, of course, like everything else, like I steal all your tracks. I stole the verse. I was like, man, I'm doing this. And what was that on Brown Recluse, right?
Yeah, it was on Brown Recluse. You know what I'm saying? And we had that song for about a year before we actually put it out on Brown Recluse.
Most of the songs are about a year old anyway, but at least. But yeah, so I said, man, I need that. And we got, even though the album has like 20 something songs, I was like, I need to fill in this gap right here. I gotta fill in this gap right here. We got like 20 songs on the album, right? I said, I gotta fill this gap, man. I need that song. And but I split up the verses, and I added 1 more verse at the end. I think you had 3. You had a verse and a half, and then I was like, let me finish that last one, and then I'll split it and do 4 verses out of the 2 verses that or 1.5 verses you got, and that's what happened. But I love that song.
And Russell Lee did the hook.
Right, Russell Lee, exactly. Russell Lee killed it. DJ Daniel Boone out here, man. I love that dude, man. He gets down on KNON. They got DJ Kane, Reeve, DJ Hollywood.
Rest in peace, Hollywood.
DJ Daniel Boone out here, man. Wherever we go, and I don't even have to be there, man. Because I listen to him on the radio. He plays it all the time. But he loves that song, bro. And whenever he's DJing somewhere, he plays that song, bro. No matter where he's at, what club, wherever he's at.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Man, he plays it everywhere. It's like for Boom, you know, because Mafiosos is big out here, and you know, Mafiosos is the song that they used to
close the club
at the end of the club, right? You know, go home to.
And like they used to do over here with Juan Gotti's Mito Le Pasa.
Right, yeah. Exactly. So they would play and this was back when you know Dope House, we were running around, But in those days, that's how they closed, and not just one club. It wasn't just DMX. It wasn't just it was most of the clubs that everybody went out to, right? It was Club Blue. It was whoever was, and it was because it was Hollywood and it was Kane. It was all these guys, Boom, and I can go down the list. I know all these dudes. I hate, my bad. I don't mean that I forget all you guys, but Reeve and man, it just they used to end the clubs out here with mafiosos. The whole song, man. So but I don't know where I got off on that, but yeah, man.
Now you were saying Daniel Boone used to play it in the clubs and just like mafiosos.
He still does to this day. He still plays heaven, hip hop.
No shit, that's crazy.
To this day, he plays it wherever he goes. Daniel Boone and Kato Win DJs out here in Dallas, man.
T21713, I think that's a 1 or L. Sorry if I mispronounced it. He said, how'd y'all come into working with A.B. Quintanilla? Man, I have to give all that to Big Bird.
Fucking
Big Bird. If y'all don't know who Big Bird is from Dope House, he was the biggest man on the stage. He was Carson's best friend coming up. And he started working with A.B. Quintanilla and the Cumbia Kings. And A.B. had a Brown Boy. He had a Brown Boy Entertainment, and he wanted to do some rap albums, and that's how I met. Actually, I already knew Smoke and the Four Corner Hustlers from Corpus, and Smoke was a
Smoke,
producer.
Man. R.I.P. Flatline, R.I.P. the mayor.
Tiny. You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P. the mayor of Corpus Christi, Tiny, man. That's my love right there.
So like that
out there in Corpus, man.
Man, one love, man, for real, man.
But yeah, that's all. Bert had the connection, bro, with the Quintanillas, man. I don't know how or what, but that's how Bash and all them got connected with doing songs with AB and not just Bash. I mean, that's how Paula Deanda, the whole thing with the whole corp. Yeah. I mean, when it goes with Ed Ocañas, he was a program director down there. He blew up. But man, think about it. Those connections run down to Frankie and DJ Kane.
Frankie J, DJ Kane.
And listen, I can't remember all the names, man. Too many moons and too many suites ago. But man, all those guys from the Cumbia Kings, and then man, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who's the other producer for AB? The other guy that was a producer, man, I'm gonna think of his name. Golly. But that was a crazy time. Back then,
Payne went down there too. Payne went down there with me and helped me with cause you did a song with them, and you did a song called Mama. Remember, they did a video for it and everything, and it was a sample from I hate not knowing these samples, but the AB actually got a sample, and he got the original person that actually the song came from and paid for him to come down to do the actual song, and y'all did a song called Mama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mama. Man, we gotta do some of these songs over, man.
I saw the Cumbia Kings and Stewie Brothers came out with the same style of dressing. So who did it first, the Cumbia Kings or the Stewie Brothers?
Stewie Brothers. Yeah, no, Stewie's and I gotta give all credit to all those styles, man. That's rich rap, man. Angel too, man. Angel, and that's Bay Area, man. So I can't say that. I can just tell you that's Bay Area, man. That's Mac Dre. That's E40, 40 Water. That's that whole thing, man. I got into that, man, and we were running around with Bash and hanging out in the Bay a lot. It just rubs on you, man. And people question that a lot. I know that's a thing with me and my career, or my background, and people are like, man, why? And there's a lot, and I can understand it, man. I get it where people are like, I like the 5735, the Southeast Grimm. I don't know about the Stewie Brother Grimm, but I get it. But I guess it's one of those things like where you had to be there to know the joke or to get the circumstance. You just had to be there.
You're right, that's my favorite.
It's the same thing, but with especially with, man, I don't know, man. When you get around these keys, like to be around Mac Dre, to be around.
Oh man, we got 25 seconds, bruh. This is it. Sorry, guys. Man, y'all gonna have to tune in next time. I'm sorry to cut you off, man, but tune in to Shadow the OG TV, man. This is the Power Hour. Peace. I love y'all.